Hi guys, Kremp here again. I hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. Brand new title, one of the first big tournaments of this new game, and a familiar story in the grand finals. Drama, rivalries, returning into Black Ops 6 already. It's Drazah versus Scrappy yet again. Drazah's team getting the better of Scrappy's boys earlier in the tournament, but in the grand finals it was a rather different story with lots of very spicy reaction as well. The year kind of feels like it's now officially underway. Very much interested in your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I greatly appreciate it. First of all, well, I said the season's underway. Okay, the rivalries are back. The season isn't starting for apparently quite some time. Now, I'm not exactly sure why it's taking so long, because in an ideal world we want the season to start as soon as possible after the game release. We all know that's the best for basically all parties. There were rumours that the season was going to start, you know, mid-November, pretty early this year, but maybe that was the plan if they were able to do a LAN event pre-Christmas. That isn't happening, so the season is apparently going to start on the 6th of December. Now, look, you can take an optimistic approach on this and say that, well, maybe by the time the season actually starts, we've got more maps in the game that we can actually play for competitive rather than watching, you know, Red Card Hardpoint or whatever. Because as you guys will probably remember, I mean, let's say back in 2018 when Black Ops 4 was first around, there was an event on the 6th of December, I think it was. Anyway, it was that weekend's Vegas 2018, the first event of Black Ops 4. So, look, the season's going to start then. Likely it's going to be online qualifiers, baby. We're back at it again. And then the first major's coming out, well, unfortunately, not that close to that particular date. However, there is actually some serious good news here, because it seems the CDL are listening on some level and are trying to add more tournament play into the competitive calendar. We know that from a money point of view, any more than 6 LANs is not going to happen. We're going to have the World Championship, we think in Toronto. We're going to have 4 majors, we think in Barcelona, Fort Lauderdale, I'm not calling it Miami again, Dallas, and then Chicago, apparently. And then, of course, the Esports World Cup in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, which we imagine is probably going to be happening again. So there isn't the budget or the interest or the resources to run more than those amount of LAN events per year. And maybe that's acceptable if we still have more tournament action elsewhere, because as we've said multiple times here on the channel, back in the day, there were so many events, like, okay, everyone was running events, UMG, obviously MLG, among other tournament organizers as well, back in, let's say, Advanced Warfare, but also every weekends, there was a 2K or a 5K. Basically, the league would put up a bit of money, even though the league wasn't so official back then, but a bit of money would go on the line, and all the teams would play in an online tournament, and it was fantastic to watch. It seems like this year, the CDL are going to introduce that back, a new online system similar to the Modern Warfare homestands. They're going to be called minors, and will run alongside online qualifiers. The current rumor is that when the season starts in December, we're going to have, like, let's say, a couple of weeks of online qualifiers. Then, you know, in the middle of the set of qualifiers, one of the weekends is going to be a tournament, effectively, but it's run online. This is such a W. They need, I mean, this should be how it is ideally, like, every weekend. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to every Saturday and Sunday running a tournament like this, where you then get placings or you get points for your placing or whatever, and then that's what counts towards your major placements and seeding and qualification and stuff like that. The lifeblood of Call of Duty and esports and competition in general is tournaments. People just don't care as much, certainly in the esports world, about a regular season league match than they do about a weekend's tournament, even if it's online. It creates so much better storylines. Oh, this team won the homestand going into the major. Are they onliners? Can they replicate it on LAN? Because we never really know. It's like, oh, this team is 5-0, this team's 7-0, 6-1, but they didn't play this team, whereas that's what you get when you see tournament play. So this is the biggest positive coming out of yesterday, at least in terms of rumours, as to what the league is going to do for this season, when online play is probably going to be significantly more engaging this year. The more of these homestand style tournaments online, the better. It's effectively a modern version of a 2K or a 5K or a 10K. Sometimes they ran those back in the day. Now, the first event of the season, however, is rumoured to be in Spain, obviously, but in February. We're talking, this is the same as it was with that Boston event a couple of years ago. when it was first weekend of February. I think the rumor was like, 3rd, 6th of February, something around that ballpark for the Barcelona event. So it really would have been great to have it slightly earlier. To be fair, the later it is in Barcelona, the more pleasant the weather's going to get. I was actually there at the start of March this year. It was very pleasant. The start of February hopefully should be all right. If it was the start of January, maybe a little bit chillier, right? But look, still, it's going to be great to be in Barcelona, and as long as the event happens, I'll be reasonably happy. But again, it's like the game comes out in October, and the first event of the season is February. It's just like, it's not ideal. They got to fix this up. I'm sure they were trying this year, but again, as long as we can take some steps forward as a league this year, then I'm reasonably satisfied we might be going in the right direction. And it seems like these mid-split online tournaments are the way to go. But it seems likely it's going to be a couple of weekends of traditional online qualifiers, some sort of online tournaments, a couple more weekends of qualifiers, and then a major. So it's just a new way for them to spread out the season effectively between the LAN events. But it is a better way than what they did last year by taking, 5 qualifiers, making it 7 and spreading them over 5 weekends. That was a bit of a nightmare. But let's talk about the big tournament, of course, from last night. So all of the CDL pros, apart from the Saudi boys on Falcons, were involved in this one. I think Marcel maybe was Beans here. But yeah, they played a free-for-all. Shotzzy came out on top. I think most of them are running a sub here. I think Kismet maybe was on a AR, and he was kind of, struggling to compete with the rest of the guys in the lobby. So I think every team had a representative. They sent into the free-for-all, and that, of course, determines the seeding. So as over a highly entertaining tournament here that Zuma puts on for the last couple of years, Scrappy has come out on top. This year was absolutely no exception to that. It was cool to see as well. So one of the most promising on paper teams of the tournament, certainly the number one expected team maybe, Dashy, Kenny, Simp, aBeZy. They were playing Zuma's Stallions roster, right? FaZe Black effectively. And yeah, a couple of talented players on this team for sure. I mean, all the guys are talented, obviously. But yeah, there were some very good clips coming out. For example, this one here from Lurks, who's one of their SMG players, who, well, he hops up top, slams Dashy, gets the kill on aBeZy as well. I guess these guys were kind of weak, at least it looks like it. And then Simp gets gunned as well. So, look, there were some cool moments. And they honestly nearly won this series. This was a great moment here from Encourage as well, who's been notable now for a little bit of time. We'll see if he gets an interesting opportunity this season. It's possible because, here we go with the pistol in hand. 1 headshot, 2 headshot, 3 headshot onto Kenny to close out the 3-piece, and that ended up winning them the map. Now, unfortunately for these boys, after going up, I think it was 4-1 in the search and destroy. I don't think it was a full sale, like a 5-0 to 6-5, but they went up 4-1. They might have gone up 5-1 actually, and then the other boys start to bring it back, right? So it is a classic when you've got an inexperienced team and they're like, oh my god, we're at 5-1, like we can't possibly lose this now, and then they find a way to lose it. The final round was crazy actually as well, when I think it was Kenny who gets this trade and defuses the bomb with like a second on the clock here on Vault. So it was just great to watch some top quality competitive Call of Duty action. It feels like it's been a little bit of a time. There was a bit of drama as well in this series, so after one of the hard points ended here on the red card, I think the other boys, so the Stallions guys effectively had used a RCXD, the car, unintentionally, not knowing it was G8 in respawn, and there was a bit of a back and forth about it. Obviously the OpTic FaZe boys wanted a replay, they got it, and eventually they went on to win the series. So yeah, bit of drama. I thought that was going to be one of the chief points of drama, but of course there was more drama to come as ever. So I've got to share a few clips for you guys. This was actually one of them here from Simp, so have a look at this. Gets 1, gets 2. This was against those guys encouraging the boys. Gets the 3rd. 360 dolphin dive, picks up the 4th as well. So Simp's POV on this game is disgusting. But as the tournament went on, it was actually a team that I talked about yesterday, and to be fair, you never want to count out Drazah in a tournament like this, and also just Drazah and Cell as a duo. But of course, they were playing with some of the Heretics guys, and it was a team that was formed, 2 ARs, 2 SMGs, that I don't think many people were looking at that closely to make a serious run. Of course, we did very much so mention the Scrappy, Ghosty, TJ, and Gwinn team potentially being very good on paper, and well, that's exactly what it turned out to be. But yeah, never discount Cellium and these guys here on the rewind. And look, to be honest, the maps might not be great, but watching competitive COD is always fun, especially when the gunplay is good as it is on this game. So let me share a couple of clips, we'll go through the bracket, and we'll talk about some of Scrappy's words to Drazah when they won the grand final.
Scrappy if you could, because he hates Drazah. I think Scrap hates, no, I think it's Drazah that hates Scrap more than I feel like it's Drazah. Like, I don't know. I don't want to say he keeps it going, but he's the one that, like, for sure is. I don't want to say carrying either, like the shit talk, but he's more like the one that's like, I don't want to say real hatred, but it might actually be that.
Get back, dead.
White car, Cellium. On the black car, one shot, Cellium.
Pinch. Shit on you, fucking idiot. Deep back, deep back, deep back.
Yeah, there's one right there. There's one in there.
Yeah, there's one back there. Yep, one more back there.
One more.
He could be in the back still. Dead, deep back, dead.
Nice shit.
Mid pillar, mid pillar. Mid pillar dead. Bros, he's back spawn, not playing. Not playing, he's running that. He just got fucking shit on in finals for 5k. Fucking, oh my fucking god.
Core right now.
Dead core right now. The fuck up, get a haircut.
Running deep.
Running down mid. Fuck you doing, idiot?
Crossing mid.
I hate those, bro.
Gwinn, look close at me.
Let's run out.
They did. Mid-map. What should I do? Good shit on.
Come on now! Come the fuck on! Who's fucking with me? Who's fucking with me, yo? Who's fucking with me? Who's fucking my team? Pipe the fuck down, dumb fuck. Fucking best fucker. Give me that. That's a 3P, by the way. That's every single year. That's Zuma's tournament every single fucking year. Give me that 3P, bitch.
I'll fucking
Fuck
soak.
out
I
of
don't
here.
give a fuck.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Soak. I don't care.
Yo, Scrap, you want the Twitter me, big dog?
I'm fucking tweeting it.
Yeah, come on.
Yo, Paco.
Yo,
Listen, bro. Didn't even know you were streaming until the start of this map. I tuned in, and I'm just letting you know, brother. Even if this guy Hector offers you the world, I'm never letting you leave this organization, brother. I mean, brother, what I just watched. If my wife does not wake up to have sex with me tonight, I'm just gonna go crank it in the bathroom, brother. This shit, I swear on everything, Paco. And I'm sorry to the other boys in the chat. I'm sorry. I know I sound like King Dick Rider. Don't care, bro. I was just assuming, like, everybody told me you were good. And if everybody says it and you got the stats, I'm like, all right, we got to do everything to get this guy. I've actually never seen your individual POV. Bro, you just made Dashy, Simp, aBeZy, and Kenny look like you were playing a fucking pub. That was crazy, bro. I am juiced to the gills. Good job.
So definitely looking good so far for the Los Angeles Thieves. Envoy was looking very good. HyDra is HyDra. Scrap and Ghosty. To be fair, it's not like they hard carried Gwinn and Tej. Tej played very well. Gwinn played very well. Ghosty was on fire, actually, and Scrappy really turned up in the finals. But, yeah, the three-peat for Scrap. Obviously, the $25,000 victory for the first tournament spread over the teams. But yeah, let's have a look at the bracket real quick. Because it was interesting to see that Dashy's and Simp's team, they did pretty well, but then they went down game 5 to Drazah and Vickel's team that ended up making the grand finals. So Dashy and Simp dropped down to losers and then were knocked out by HyDra and Envoy, basically, right? So HyDra and Envoy knocked out Pred's team, so Pred and Shotzzy with Priestahh and Skyz, they got double first rounded. And look, it's obviously a tournament for fun, it's early days, it's not meaning that much. But you probably can read a little bit into how certain players are looking because, you know, the fact that Envoy and HyDra took down all of the OpTic guys and some of the FaZe guys, and then they went down to Slasher and JoeDeceives team that was doing pretty well. That was, you know, Slasher, his duo Vivid, and then CleanX there as well. They eventually knocked out the other Thieves guys, but then the Thieves guys knocked them out 2-0. They made the grand finals. And again, this is one of the interesting stories, isn't it, with Scrap versus Drazah, is that it's not like Drazah is incapable of beating Scrappy, and he did so in the semi-finals. But when it comes to the grand finals, double best of 5, Scrap just, you know, had their number and smoked him. So is there a mental block in play there? Intrigued to your thoughts as ever in the comment section below, but very entertaining stuff as always. Dashy, of course, gave his thoughts there too on, you know, this drama and rivalry very much still being real going into the upcoming season. So hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.
Was good, Ben?
Are you guys betting on their team?
Yeah.
Have you talked to them? What's up?
He said something about like his PC blew up or something.
Okay, I'll go investigate for you guys.
Right.
I just hella lied to Ben.
Oh, bro.
Well, I'm still here, so I just heard all that.
What?
So you want to tell me the actual truth? Like they just like what's going on here? Like,
No, we're ready. We're ready.
all right, I'm gonna go talk to them.